Hello everyone, welcome to another video. Today we're actually going to be going through the process of cloning a prehistoric animal, mainly a dinosaur. This is going to be doing with the mods with either Jurassic World Reborn or Jurassic Craft, because they're technically the same mods. Jurassic World Reborn has more dinosaurs. So basically I'm going to take you through the entire process of cloning a dinosaur. There is actually two different ways. I should be looking at the camera. There are two different ways to actually clone a dinosaur successfully in this mod. The first one is actually known as the fossil method, where you collect fossils and you take that through a process until you actually get DNA from a fossil, mainly using soft tissue. Now the other way is the method that Jurassic Park used, if you don't know. That is the Amber way, which, as you can see, you use a DNA extractor to use, and then you take it through the process, because the DNA extractor gives you a storage disk with the DNA in it, so you actually skip these three machines and go to here if needed. Now if you get 100%, if you're that lucky, then you go to here and synthesize the DNA, getting a embryo. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab a Tyrannosaurus Rex, I guess, we'll just go with that. So let's just say you found a cave and you found a lot of Tyrannosaurus Rex fossils. What you're going to be doing is you're going to be, trying to collect those fossils, right? Well, use plaster and bandage, and preferably it doesn't really matter, you can use any pickaxe, is what I've noticed. Just right click the fossil. I'll actually show you how to do it here. This is mainly for people who do not know how to use this mod, by the way. So let's get a regular, I keep spelling Tyrannosaurus Rex wrong. Let's just get a regular Tyrannosaurus. Plaster and bandage. Basically, if you find a fossil, you just right click it, bam, you collect the fossil with the pickaxe, and it does not matter the pickaxe. So once you get the fossils that you require, you're gonna need buckets of water once you craft the cleaning station. By the way, the cleaning station, if I can type right, here's the recipe right here. You can pause the video if you're looking for a recipe. There's the recipe right there. Now back to the process. Basically what you want to do, this cleaning station cleans out the fossil, so you obtain the actual fossil itself, and then you put it into the fossil grinder, which is the next step for the fossil method. So you put a water bucket in here, and then you put the Tyrannosaurus Rex fossils in there. And what I like to do is I like to put another water bucket in there just to, make sure it maximizes the amount of fossils I get from this. Now this does take some time, but you do, here you got a Tyrannosaurus Rex shoulder. Now, by the way, a cool thing that you can do with these fossils, besides use them for DNA, you can actually reconstruct them in the workbench, which, if you want to see is it station? I don't know. I'll probably edit in a picture of it eventually. So as you can see, you're grabbing a lot of fossils, and then what you want to do is the next step. I'm just gonna let this keep going, because you're gonna need a lot of fossils to get some soft tissue, because soft tissue isn't easily obtainable. In real life, it would be really hard because the DNA is so degraded. There's very little tissue. Right here is the fossil grinder. This grinds down the fossils, giving you either junk or potentially the most valuable source is soft tissue samples, which the fossil grinder. Here's the recipe right here. Again, pause this. It's gonna be you can pause it anytime I show the recipe. This is pretty much. I'm just gonna show the recipe for every machine in case you want to know the recipes as well. So that's the recipe. So what you want to do once you obtain the fossils is you just shift click or just drag it into the fossil grinder and let it do the work. I'm actually gonna grab from here. They removed the T-Rex T-Rex head placement. So, luckily, the first try, we get Tyrannosaurus Rex soft tissue. Now, once you get the soft tissue, you move on to this machine. Wow, okay, that's actually really lucky. Usually when I do in a regular series, I don't usually get soft tissue. Alright. So, let's say you got enough soft tissue. So now what you want is you want to obtain storage disks. So let's say you grab a bunch of storage disks, and what you want to do is you want to just either drag them or just shift click, and it'll put 3 of them in there. And what you want to do is you want to put the two soft tissues in there, and basically it's just going to start sequencing the dinosaur soft tissue, which essentially it's rebuilding the genome of a dinosaur inside of this machine. Very revolutionary. I don't even think I think something like this does exist in real life. So yeah, let's put more of the fossils in here, because we're definitely going to need a lot more soft tissue. Like I said, this does take time to do. So you got to be patient, and you got to collect a lot of fossils. There is actually a chance that with all these fossils, I won't be able to even make a Tyrannosaurus Rex, because it's really hard. Someone got home. Oh, sorry. It's really hard to bring back a dinosaur with the fossil method. Steam, get out of my way. I like to keep a little tooth for the souvenirs. I like to keep a tooth for a souvenir. Oh, as you can see, we got more soft tissue. I'm just going to put that in there. Now we got a full bank. We got 3 banks full of Tyrannosaurus Rex soft tissue. I'm doing T-Rex because you all know that is my favorite dinosaur. Which, by the way, there is a reaction video. I've been waiting for this, not reaction, but sort of a quote-unquote analysis video coming out. I've been waiting to get FACECAM for that because it just makes more sense. Because I feel like I'm actually talking to you guys now. Tyrannosaurus soft tissue. Oh yeah, what am I thinking? Yeah, these two are almost done sequencing. This one's gonna take some time. We're getting a lot of soft tissue from here. Pretty cool. I'm gonna just we should have enough in theory. As you can see, usually with soft tissue, since the DNA is so degraded, you're not gonna get a lot of DNA. But this is what the DNA combinator is for. And the DNA combinator, that's the recipe right there. And if you have JEI, you can always look up the recipes in there as well. I'm just putting it out there. This is the main recipe for the main machine. Go ahead and pause this like usual. And then what this does is it combines the two different genomes of DNA together and puts it all in one. By the looks of it, we're going to need a lot more soft tissue though. It is becoming nighttime. Oops. Why do I have caps on? Alright. This is almost done combinating, you know, all that cool stuff. And once it's done, basically you just get the both added amount, and there you go, 29% Tyrannosaurus DNA. We are not getting a lot of DNA, but basically you just keep putting this through a process until you get 100% of that dinosaur's, you know, genetic sample DNA. Sciencey word. I'm strong with sciencey words, but you know, sometimes I can't find the right word. So we're just gonna wait for this to sequence. I'm just gonna go ahead and put another storage disk in there. I always like to make sure it's filled up in case I need to sequence something, you know, right away. So by the way, there is a mod that I will eventually be checking out called Project Nublar. It is by a company, a development team called Dumbcode. They're not sponsoring me. I don't even think they can. They're not at all. I just thought it'd be a good idea to leave a link to their Discord in the description, so you can go ahead and check it out. And they have an official website and everything. But I think that this is going to be the most advanced dinosaur mod today. Jurassic Reborn and Fossilization Archaeology have literally nothing on this mod. So it's very impressive so far. I have seen what you can actually do. You can actually edit genomes of the dinosaurs, which is pretty cool. I don't know. Will we be able to get enough? I don't even think we have enough genetic material, I should say, to bring back the Tyrannosaurus, which is why I'm putting this in here just in case if I don't. So yeah. By the way, these are all the machines that you need to make. Some of these actually do take diamonds, and some of them also take nether quartz. So these do require you to go to the nether, which means you need diamonds. So it's like, it is a hefty process. I have actually made all these machines legit before, multiple times. For me, it's actually kind of easy because I've done it so many times and I'm just used to it at this point. Anyways, what we're going to do here is we're going to try to combine the Tyrannosaurus, which it looks like we should be able to actually get Tyrannosaurus Rex into the synthesization process. God, words are so complicated when it comes to cloning. Oh God, I'm being messaged on Discord a lot. I do apologize for that. I kind of got an event going on eventually, or not an event, but I got a thing gonna be happening real soon. On Discord, so I'm just recording a video real quick so I can show you this. I'm gonna have to edit this down a lot, so you guys don't have to wait. Usually, but most of this isn't gonna be edited because you know, I want to walk you through the entire process, unless it's a time-consuming sort of process. At the point of where, so, oh God, I totally forgot because people keep messaging me. So, oh, there we go. I completely apologize. But now that you have, a full 100% Tyrannosaurus Rex storage disk, what you want to do is you want to put it in the DNA synthesizer, which, by the way, DNA synthesizer, that is the recipe right there. A lot of these do take iron, and this actually does take diamonds, which is this right here, the laser. So that is the recipe right there. If you want to pause again, look it up. There, that is it right there. Now, what you're going to need is you're going to need empty test tubes and DNA nucleotides. Both easily obtainable materials. DNA nucleotides requires you to just cook water in a furnace, and DNA test tubes are just 2 blocks of what's the word? In a crafting grid, so you can craft the empty test tube. Now, by the way, the cool thing about synthesizing DNA is that these actually never run out. The storage disks, you can create infinite copies of that dinosaur. That is the miracle of cloning. I think it's like that in real life as well. Once you obtain a full genome of an animal, you can create infinite copies of that, which is probably what we're going to be doing when it comes to cloning, like something like the mammoth, using sophisticated techniques. So once we get we're gonna actually create a female Tyrannosaurus Rex, by the way. Once this is done synthesizing, it's gonna use one of each of these, and it's gonna create a vial of that dinosaur's DNA, which I think is pretty cool. I don't know if there's a machine that can do this in real life, but I find this fascinating. Anyways, alright. Now what you want to do, since you got a vial of Tyrannosaurus DNA, supposedly if you get T-Rex, now what you want to do is you're going to be moving on to the embryonic machine, which, here's the crafting recipe for the embryonic machine. Cool thing about this is that this either takes wooden buns or stone buns, whatever your preference is. It doesn't really matter. This machine does obviously require you to go to the nether, but that's pretty much it. This is probably, in my opinion, the cheapest machine that you can craft. So, and this allows you to pretty much just turn the DNA into a syringe, or put the DNA into a syringe so you can inject it into an egg, which is this next machine right here. So, what you're going to need here is petri dishes and syringes. And then you just put that in here in that sort of fashion, and then you put the Tyrannosaurus Rex DNA in there, and it'll start turning into basically an embryo in a syringe. Technically, it already is an embryo, because we got pure DNA right here. And then basically, once you get the Tyrannosaurus Rex syringe, you move on to this next thing called the embryo calcification machine, which is actually the next thing right here. That is the crafting recipe. This one is a little bit, it's one of the less expensive machines, but it is a little bit more expensive than the embryonic machine. So it does require a decent amount of iron, but it takes no diamonds. But it does take redstone and gold. So what you're going to need here, as if this picture doesn't show you already, you will need eggs. Chicken eggs really just works. I don't know if modded eggs works though, but once you get that, basically you put the Tyrannosaurus syringe in there, and then basically it injects that DNA into an egg, and the DNA or the egg calcifies into the egg, basically shaping it into that of a Tyrannosaur egg, which is pretty fascinating. And then here comes the final process of cloning a dinosaur. Basically, this is the incubator. What you're gonna need is something that you can grow from peat and moss. Basically, it's called peat moss. And I think it's in the plants. I'll just look it up though. Peat moss. So basically you're gonna need, like, I'm just gonna grab one for now, and then basically the Tyrannosaurus egg, you just put that in there. By the way, I am sorry, I'm talking too fast, but these sliders right here determine the gender for the dinosaur, or for any animal that you choose to bring back. And this side means female. The warmer side means male, and in the middle is actually random, so it'll randomize it for you. So we're going to put this in here. Now, as far as I'm aware, this takes about like 10 minutes, so I'll just cut to when it's about to be done. I'm back. This is the hatched version of the Tyrannosaurus Rex. It's a female. What you want to do is I gotta get rid of this install windows, and basically just right click the ground, your game will end, and the T-Rex is right there. So that basically you got a baby Tyrannosaurus Rex. Now for the Amber way, it's really simple. It's basically after you get this, you just do the same step. If you were doing the fossil method, just you start from here on the DNA combinator. Which, by the way, if you want the DNA extractor, there's the recipe right there. It's pretty expensive. I'm just gonna say that. So basically, what you need is a storage disk and a mosquito and amber, and that's pretty much it. And then when you'll get a disk from there, and then you'll just take the cycle all the way on until you actually get a dinosaur. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Please leave a like and subscribe, and I will see you guys later. Bye bye.